What's the most serious crime you've gotten away with? When I was 12, I ran a credit card fraud ring. Now this was a long time ago. Phones still had cords, the largest TV you could get was 36 inches. Gas was probably $1. I don't even remember if we had a microwave yet. It all started one day while we were at TJ Maxx. This is a discount department store. The lady in front of me bought something on her credit card and they gave her a card imprinter, which basically is a machine that has 3 pieces of carbon paper that you use to manually record the credit card. After the lady signed the receipt, they just threw the carbon paper in the trash. I remember thinking about how clearly you could read the numbers. Being 12 with only a modest paperboy salary, money was always tight. My friends were even worse off. We were at my buddy Ed's house looking at a BMX magazine, just dreaming of owning the Mongoose GT, the best bike you could get. We talked about saving up to buy them, but quickly realized that it would take us years to save that money as we spent money like it was going out of style. Then I noticed that the ad we were looking at took credit cards. A light went off in my head. It was summer and having a paper route, I knew when families were on vacation due to them having stopped delivery of the paper. So I rode my worn down bike to the back of TJ Maxx and I found a trash bag full of carbon papers. I grabbed a few and headed home. We then decided which one of us sounded the oldest and ordered the bike over the phone. Sure enough, a few days later it arrived at a family's home who was on vacation. That night we went and picked it up and put it together. This went on for some time. Almost all my friends had an awesome bike. We began to get stupid though. One guy had a fruit basket delivered to his house. We had Van Halen tickets left. It will call for us under another kid's name who could drive. We were living the good life. Then my buddy Chuck wanted a bike. It was near the end of summer. Family vacations were a little scarce. But one family was taking a vacation the next week. So we sprung into action like we had over a dozen times. We ordered the bike and had it delivered to the family that was on vacation. The day the bike arrived though was a bit different. As I delivered the afternoon paper, the box was sitting on the front step. However, on the street, I saw a family friend sitting in a car. This family friend was a cop. I stopped by the car and said hello to him and pedaled away. On the way home I stopped at my buddy Chuck's house and I told him the bike was there but the cops were watching the house. So we wisely decided not to pick up the bike. The next day I came home from hanging out with my friends and there was a cop car in the driveway. This was not unusual as my dad was also a cop and they stopped by all the time even when on duty. I walked into the house and there was the family friend. I knew I was screwed, but I was going to try and deny it. He told me that I had a nice bike, and that he was thinking of buying one for his son. He asked where I got it, and I told him Kmart. Seemed plausible, adults don't know anything about bikes, I thought. I had a paper route so a $69 bike from Kmart was feasible. He told me that he knows that Kmart doesn't sell that type of bike. He then told me that they had been investigating a credit card theft ring in the area and several bikes matching the one I was riding were among the stolen merchandise. He then said he was going to leave and that my father was going to bring me to the station in a bit and they wanted to talk to me about this coincidence. So my dad told me to get in the car and we left. Quiet at first and then he tells me one thing, you better not lie to them. It was the worst car ride of my life. I went to the station and was put into a back room for interrogation. I told them everything. When I was done, I walked out of the back room and there were all my friends and their parents sitting on benches. Every one of my friends was crying their eyes out. We all got caught. Life was not fun for a while after that. I say we got away with it because none of us went to court. None of us had to suffer any legal consequences. It was one of the benefits of your dad being a well-liked cop.